I'm Mark Peterson from Trimex Solutions. Here's a tool I use a lot. It's my voice over IP phone. It works well, although I have one small issue with it. I can't seem to remember what these buttons do, even though I use them on a daily basis. I wanted to create a label for my phone, and with SolidWorks, it's simple. I'll use this image of the button layout that I grabbed from the manufacturer's website. It isn't a high-resolution image, but as you'll see, this won't matter. Before I begin, I'll need to take a reference dimension from the phone using a pair of calipers. Then I'm ready to open up SolidWorks. I'll need to start a new sketch and then go to Tools, Sketch Tools, Sketch Picture. From here I can select the image that I want to scale, and I'll use this built-in scale tool, the blue line that goes across the screen, to set it at my beginning point where I started my dimensioning at. And then I'll zoom in and pan over in order to set the end point. When that's complete, the Modify dialog box will pop up, and I'll just input the amount that I measured from the phone earlier. One other thing I want to do here is I'll want to set up the area of my phone near the origin just to make sketching a little bit easier. And there we have it. That's about center, so we're good there. I'll hit check to exit the sketch in the confirmation corner, and now I'm ready to build my geometry. I'm going to create a new sketch on the front plane, and the reason for this is that if I create a new sketch, I'll be able to hide the previous sketch. So here I'll just create a couple of circles using the quadrant snaps, and I'll also want to do things like use the functionality of SolidWorks sketching to make all of these circles equal to each other. And I may even want to go into dimensioning the sketch, but for right now I'll just leave it under defined. One last thing I want to build into this sketch is the exterior profile of this label that I'm creating, and this will just make it easier for me to actually physically cut it out once I print the label. Just use a couple of lines and the 3-point arc tool, and then we're set. Once I have all my sketch geometry set, I'll hit check to exit that sketch, and then I can hide the sketch that holds the sketch picture. This just leaves me with my geometry. I'll need 2 sketches to create the text for my label. The first sketch will define where the text goes, and the second sketch will actually contain the text. Here I'm creating 2 arcs that I'll use for my text. First I'll change the construction geometry, and then I'll use a new tool in SolidWorks 2015 called Segment under Sketch Tools. I'll just select the number of segments I want, and then hit check, and it will actually segment my circle into 4 parts. From here I'll want to dimension these using an angular dimension. To do that, without creating extra construction geometry, I'll just simply select the 2 points as well as the origin, and that will create an angled dimension leader. I'll do this 3 times, which will be sufficient. The text I'll create in my next sketch will be centered on these arc segments, so I need to add construction lines to further define this geometry. Once that's complete, I can exit my sketch. So I'll create another sketch again on the front plane, and this time I'll just use the Sketch Text tool. From here I'll select the arc that I want the text to be bound by, type the text into the box, and then configure it as necessary. Once I'm done with that, I can exit the sketch and then hide the previous sketch of construction geometry. And I just need to simply print out my document. Now to make sure that I print this out as a 1:1 scale, I want to go to Page Setup and choose Scale as 100. Look at the preview and it shows me on my 8.5 by 11 page that this looks about right. Click on Print, cut it out, and then as you can see from this picture here, just apply it to the phone and everything looks great.